All right. Okay. I'm Lauren Sanchez. I'm friends with Alicia and Ashley, who are on this call, and know some of you, and some of you just got the opportunity to meet. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. Some of you got to hear a little bit about me, but I'm Lauren Sanchez. Like I said, I live in Orlando, Florida, and I am a mom of two boys, 2.5 and 4.5, and I work full time, and then am really involved with this healthy living revolution community in my free time, I guess I would say, because I love it so much. So the reason that Ashley, Alicia, and I invited you guys tonight was just so you could get to hear a little bit more about what we're up to. And obviously, if we invited you, we respect you, we care about you, even if you're new in our life or we've been friends with you for a long time. This is just so much fun for us to share. Quite frankly, we wouldn't be getting on the phone at 8:30 at night if it wasn't. And so the vibe of this call will be super relaxed and fun. You don't have to buy anything or do anything. It's really just an opportunity to share what's on our hearts and talk a little bit about family health, which is something we're all passionate about. And then you get to hear some information and stories from a few of us on the call, and we'll share personal stories and then also kind of just why we're involved in this mission to begin with. And toward the end of the call, we'll talk a little bit about the company that's allowed people all over the world in over 24 countries to create additional options and really a sense of fulfillment. So I know some of you are specifically wanting that part of the call, but I guarantee there'll just be a lot of great information on here. So maybe something will stand out to you tonight that you'll have questions about, or if you listen to the call and don't really feel that it's for you, then you may think of somebody who this message could resonate with. So thank you again so much for coming. All right, so to kick off, I'm going to ask a quick question about health. And there aren't too many cameras on, but I know there are a few. So to get started, what do you guys think about being healthy? Do you think that it's a challenge in today's world? And if you do, you can raise your hand, wave, so I know I'm not alone, or comment in the chat window and, say if you feel that way. The truth is we all love to look good, feel good, and live long, active lives. That's especially important for those of us that are moms, because we have a ton that we keep track of and that we're in charge of just by proxy of being a mom. And all of us love to do that. So I already mentioned a little bit about the healthy living revolution, but it's really a movement of people that's just interested in helping people take their health back in small, tangible, and doable ways. And we all know, I would say, we definitely all know this, but we all know the foundation of good health is nutrition, and that we need to flood our bodies with lots of fruits and vegetables, but that's not always easy or practical. And according to the latest stats, we're supposed to have 9 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. That is a lot. Even people that are really intentional with their health, that's a lot to eat. That's like 9 to 13 fistfuls worth of fruits and vegetables. And, even for those of us that try, we don't get the variety or the consistency that we need. And that's where the company Juice Plus comes in. And I'm going to flip slides here to show you this. So in the next part of the call, I'm just going to talk a little bit about kind of a product that's behind the healthy living revolution that has really simplified nutrition in a super easy way. And this picture right here kind of shows you what's in it. So if you're like me and you're a mom, sometimes it's a struggle to get my kids to eat things. And quite frankly, having the time to eat things and a variety of fruits and vegetables can be a challenge with working and with having young kiddos. So this image shows 30 raw fruits, vegetables, and berries. And what Juice Plus is it's either in capsule or gummy form. And it is exactly what's reflected in this picture. And it all starts with farm fresh nutrition. So fruits and vegetables, and I didn't know this until, 9 months ago. So it was brand new to me, but I thought when I bought food in the store that it was vine ripened and as healthy as possible for me, when I got those green bananas, which I have a ton in the other room right now. But the Juice Plus company actually did a lot of research, and they realized that a lot of the food that we buy in our grocery stores isn't actually nutrition packed. it loses a lot of its nutritional value when it's picked early because it isn't vine ripened. And so a lot of the best things that are in there we aren't actually getting. So Juice Plus solves that problem in a really easy way because it goes through a proprietary juicing and drying process. And in the process, the whole food is used. So it includes the peels, the leaves, the seeds. And I don't know about you, but I don't eat orange peels. And that's really where like a huge part of the vitamin C is in an orange. And one of the neatest things is that it is tested by a third-party independent expert to ensure its purity. So I'm going to flip slides here. And these are really the three things that make Juice Plus super unique. There are tons of health products out there right now. And I think you'll hear some stories in a bit as to why this resonated with us, those of us sharing on the call tonight. But these three things usually are something that all of us would say stood out. The first is that it's scientifically proven. So at the last bullet on this slide says that there are over 35 clinical research studies. Well, it's actually 38 now. This slide is a little outdated, but the product's been around for over 25 years and has been in 38 published studies in peer-reviewed medical journals. Sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied tonight. It's a food, not a vitamin. So you'll see at the top 45 whole foods, when a lot of products out there are supplements or vitamins, and this really sets it apart because it's actually a nutrition label, not a vitamin or supplement label. So it's the same thing that you would see on a bag of broccoli in the frozen section or in the produce section actually. And if you looked for this product in the store, it would be in the produce section because it is considered food. The last is that there's no warning label and that it's safe for people of all ages, pregnant and nursing moms. We've had a ton who have had a lot of success in curbing morning sickness and lots of different things by flooding their body with what it was craving the most. It's safe for children, the elderly, and even professional athletes. So that's that NSF certification here. It's a third-party company that comes in and independently tests each and every batch of the Juice Plus to prove that what's in it is what's actually in it. And then really quickly here, I'll go over just a couple more products because there aren't very many. The goal of the company is really to help people, work on building healthy lifestyle habits more than it is to, I don't have 50 products. So 3 more products that we do have is the Omega Blend. So this is a fully plant-based omega, which is really good for brain health and a lot of other things. A lot of people take a fish omega, but what they don't realize is that the fish actually get their omegas from algae. And algae is one of the plants that is in this. So you don't get that weird burpy fishy smell after you eat it. And then the second picture here, this is the complete powder and the complete bars. These are great because it's a protein powder that is gluten, dairy, low glycemic, or gluten, no dairy. I keep just fudging up my words tonight. It is dairy-free, gluten-free, that's better, and is low glycemic. So these are really great for making healthy pancakes, healthy cookie dough. We use it for our shakes every morning, protein bites, lots of different things. And I tried a lot of protein powder and a lot of people have, and we really feel like it's one of the best out there just because it tastes good. And Ashley will tell you more about this later, but she craves hers every morning if she doesn't have it. And I have to admit I do too. And then the last product here is a tower garden. So I have a couple of these outside, but it's a hydroponic garden that you can plant that doesn't include any soil or anything. It's super easy to take care of. And you can go outside and just pick your lettuce right off the tower. And you can do it inside during the winter months, which is pretty awesome. And then the Shred program is something I don't have a picture for, but it includes the capsules here and the shakes. And it's a 10-day jump start toward better health that a lot of people do. A lot of us do it every month for 10 days. And it's really helped us stay on top of creating healthy lifestyle habits as opposed to just doing something quick and then falling back into our old routines. It allows us to connect with people through a Facebook group, get new ideas for recipes and different things to do every month. So I think that that covers all about the products, and that's all that I wanted to mention. So I am going to stop sharing my screen here, And I am going to ask if Ashley or Alicia, do either of you want to go first and share your story?
Yeah, I can go.
Awesome.
Um,
Don't forget
so
to introduce yourself too, because
yeah,
we kind of did that early on, but I want to make sure we don't forget.
no, it's fun. Hi guys, my name's Alicia. I actually live in Tennessee. I have two girls and I'm married. I've been married for 10 years and we have a couple of dogs and all that good stuff. Um, so my story starts before, actually my story starts when I first had babies. And, when I was younger, I didn't get enough of good nutrient. My mom was a single mom, so she just kind of did what was easy. And when I had my two babies, they both were born with dairy soy intolerances, and so it was like a whole new world for me to just learn and label read and things like that because I didn't want to upset their bellies. And so once they turned about a year or two, I went back to school, and I think a lot of people can resonate with. Be a busy mom with a 2 and a 3-year-old trying to get through school and work and things. And so went back to what was easiest. And I just noticed, our health was going downhill. We're always at the doctor's offices. The girls were always sick. And while I was in school, I graduated as a nuclear medicine technologist. And while I was in school, I learned a lot about physiology and how things worked. And what we do in my department is we are the functioning department of imaging. And so we're able to take pictures of how gallbladders function and how stomachs empty and stress tests and all of the above. And one thing in particular that resonated, that really stuck with me was that we were learning about PET CT. And what PET CT is it stages cancer, or you look at cancer to see how well the radiation is working. So while we were learning about that, what we use is called fluorodeoxyglucose. So it's basically sugar, your body's energy that it uses, but we tag it with radiation. And how we see the cancer is eating the radioactive sugar. And I don't know about you all, but that kind of like stuck out in my mind. Like, I cannot believe that the cancer is showing up just from radioactive sugar. And that just kind of set me on a path of what I need to do to better myself and my health for my children, because I knew we were eating way too much sugar at the time. I wasn't reading labels, so I went back to that. And after I graduated, I got a job and I was looking for something. And I'm just so thankful for Lauren, because Lauren and I went to high school together. I don't know how many years ago that was. Let's not mention it. But she reached out to me and told me about Juice Plus, and it just made so much sense to me. With everything else that my little girls have the intolerances to, it fits well with us. The fruits and vegetables, and I've been reading about how you can actually treat cancer just by changing your diet, and you can reverse different things. I was talking to a cardiologist the other day, and he was telling me about how a guy reversed his arterial stenosis, which is almost impossible just through diet. So it's just amazing, and I've just dove right into it. And so as soon as she brought that to me, I absolutely hands down said, yes, let me get into this and let me give it to my kids, and when can I start? So that's my story played fast forward, and I just wanted to share that with you all. And if you have any questions for me, just let me know.
What you didn't mention what changes you've seen. So you told us that, but I just want to make sure you mention.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's Tuesday night.
It is. It's been a long day. So when I started after my first shred, which Lauren will talk a little bit about that later, I noticed my blood pressure dropped, and I was 136 over probably 84, and it's now 108 over 60, and that's pretty normal now. So that's pretty impressive. That's a good, healthy blood pressure for somebody my age. And then I noticed that we don't have allergies as often as we usually did in the past. We don't get sick as often. The girls used to be on year-round allergy medications, and they're no longer on those. They don't get sick as often. I actually went to the doctor the other day for the well visit, and they said, "Wow, we haven't seen you in a while. Where have you been?" And I told them, "I've been Juice Plus, and where have you been?" And so they actually asked me about it, and so it was kind of cool, the conversation we had. And so yeah, we just don't go that often. It's amazing the little changes that you make in your body. It does make a difference. You may not see it immediately, but it's working, and your cells are changing every single day. And as long as you are feeding them what they need, you're going to get what you need to be healthier.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love hearing the changes you guys have seen, because it's different for everybody, you know? So I always like to make sure that people mention that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Hey, Miss Ashley, are you wanting to share your story tonight?
I do. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me tell Nolan something real fast. Are you going to go up there and help him? Yeah, you got to go up there and help him.
He said he can do it on myself.
Please just go up there with him until he's done. Thank you. So sorry. Like I said before, Will's out of town, so I'm doing everything this week, which, I mean, it's not that hard, but with 2 kids and they're all over the place, need baths, it's school night. I just got back from football. Thank you everyone for showing up. I see, let's see, I see Marilyn just hopped on. Hi, Marilyn. Super mom. Felicia, you're hilarious. Okay, so my story starts, my best friend is Alicia that just got done sharing her story, and she introduced me to Juice Plus about, end of April, the end of April of this year. And she was like, "Hey, I want you to get on a call," just like I asked you guys to get on this call. She's like, I heard about this new healthy living revolution, and I think that you would really like to hear more about it. And so I got on the call just like you guys, and I was just stunned at what she was telling me, and about, like, you can get all these fruits and veggies by just taking a capsule or just taking the gummies. And so I immediately was all on board with Juice Plus. My kids don't eat that great, and I actually thought we were eating that great as a family, or we were eating pretty good as a family, but we really weren't. I mean, not 7 to 13 servings of fruits and veggies a day. It's pretty much impossible to get. So I just feel like by taking the gummies and the capsules, it's just peace of mind that we're getting what we need to fight all the chronic disease and all the chronic illness and sicknesses in the world that we can get if we're not eating healthy. So that's when my story started, like the April of this year. Before then, like I said, I thought that we were eating good, and I would make a vegetable for dinner and make like fruit once a day, but not really like what we're supposed to be getting. And whenever I was younger, my mom was pretty much a single mom for a long time, and we just ate what she cooked us, and it was never like, vegetables were never a priority, or fruits or anything like that. So since I've been on this journey, I've learned so much about nutrition that I never knew before. I am so thankful that Alicia introduced me, because I'm able to, help other people out, like help you guys out, and just spread the love of fruits and veggies. I can't wait to see what the future holds with I can't wait to see what the future holds with Juice Plus, because I will always be on. And so far, the changes that we've seen as a family, so this might be TMI, but I used to not be able to go to the bathroom at all. And now I go to the bathroom regularly. And that was since I had Weston. So 5 years ago, for 5 years, I struggled with going to the bathroom, and now I'm regular. With Will, he's losing weight, and he's not even working out or anything. And we just have so much more energy. I don't even need coffee in the morning. If my mom's here, somebody's like, let's go get coffee, I'm like so jittery and I just don't need it at all. And then the same time I started the products, I started the business just because I wanted to offset the cost of my product. And it was only $50 to sign up, and it was like the best $50 I've ever spent, because I am learning so much and I'm changing people's lives, and it's just been so great. And then, yeah, that's my story. It was short and sweet, but
That's awesome.
I hear kids upstairs, so.
No worries. Well, we'll go ahead and move on. Thank you so much for sharing. And I didn't know you weren't drinking coffee anymore. And when you first started this journey, you were like, oh my gosh, I don't know, I'm not going to drink coffee.
I know. I said, there's no way I'm not going to be able to drink coffee. I did put a little bit of caffeine in my coffee this morning because I didn't sleep very good last night. Natasha knows all about this, but she came over and we had a little bit of coffee. So I did have to have a little bit of coffee this morning because I just didn't sleep last night very good. Well, Will's out of town for one, and then I was just having a thing with my friend. So
yeah, no, that's always good. Time with friends is important.
Yes, it was amazing. She saved me this morning.
Oh, what a good friend.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, well,
Oh, you mute it.
Oh, I'm going to share my screen again and we'll keep going.
I'll mute myself.
I think that's what I meant to do, but I muted myself instead. All right. Okay, so this is the part that I know Christia is waiting for. So I want to move into sharing a little bit about just the Juice Plus company, because, we've talked a little bit about the products, but the company is really awesome. And then toward the end of the call, I'll just share a little bit about my story. But as you can see from what you've heard so far from us, really the main mission of the company is to bring freedom through improved health. And it's important to know that 80% of all Juice Plus is purchased by customers who have no affiliation with the company. The business is definitely not for everybody, but there are those who, are looking for another type of freedom, or who just simply want to offset the cost of their product and share by word of mouth about, their experience with the product. So really quickly, before I delve into the 3 common questions that we get about the business, there is a free website that is it's filled with tons of awesome resources that the person that invited you can share with you if you haven't seen it before. It's called thehealthylivingrevolution.com. And on the screen here, you'll see it has an amazing cookbook that has lots of simple, easy recipes that are not hard to make, because if you're like me, if it has more than so many ingredients, I won't do it because it takes too long. There are live videos that go over a variety of health topics. And if you're driving to and from work, or you just need something to listen to while you're working out, they are phenomenal. You don't even have to watch the video. You can just listen. And I have learned so much from those. So there are a ton of them on there by different health and medical professionals. They're great. There's a home fitness series. For kids, there's some really great things like a Start Strong YouTube channel, the Children's Health Study, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a minute. And there's a Start Strong Kids Challenge workbook to get them thinking about their health, which works with the kids that are a little bit older, but it still has some ideas in there for how you can start implementing things with kids that are younger, like mine or, Alicia's kiddos. So the 3 common questions that we get about the business is, the first is, how does it work? The second is, what's so great about the company? And the third is, what has it done to make a difference? So this may not be the part of the call that stands out to you the most, and that is fine. But there may be somebody that you can think of that could, benefit from this. So I would encourage you, as you're listening in, just to think about that. So the first, how does it work? So it's called a virtual franchise. I'll flip screens here. And it is only $50 a year, which Ashley already mentioned. It includes an online office, a personal website. It can be run from any device anywhere. One of the things that makes it way different than a lot of other companies out there is the company does everything. They deliver it, they bill and collect, they keep all the inventory, they pay people by direct deposit simply for sharing by word of mouth. So you don't really have to buy any product or anything other than your own. All commission levels are permanent. So, depending on what people's goals are, they can lock in a certain commission level just for sharing. There are no quotas or minimums, so you can share as little or as much as you want. And there's no glass ceiling either. No territorial restrictions. And like I said before, it's in over 24 countries. What's so great about the Juice Plus company? That's question number 2. So it was founded actually almost 50 years ago, which I know I said 25 before. It has been known as Juice Plus for 25 years, but the same president who started the company is actually still around, which is quite unheard of in a lot of companies today. Money is made in 4 ways by people that do choose to be a part of the company. It's through retail sales profit, commissions, bonuses, and then family health insurance. And you did hear that right, because that's also one thing that I feel like says a lot about the heart of this company is at the top position level of the company, which we have many friends that are in that position. Ashley, Alicia, and I do, but it includes medical, dental, disability, life, long-term care, chiropractic, prescription, college tuition assistance, holiday bonuses, and a monthly expense allowance. So it is a really amazing company that takes very good care of its people. And some people just use this to offset the cost of their product. Some people use it as short-term cash flow, and some use it as a long-term wealth building and retirement strategy. And then let's flip here to the screen. So this slide's going to show you, answer the question, I guess, what has the Juice Plus company done to make a difference? And there's a few things that really stand out to me. One is not reflected on here, and it's the first one I'll talk about. It's called the Family Health Study. So for anybody who has a child between the age of 4 and through college, through the age, I think, of 28, it really just depends on if they're full-time enrolled and if they're living with their parents. But it's called the Family Health Study, and it provides free Juice Plus for children between those ages for up to 4 years. And that's one of the ways that the company really likes to fulfill its mission of helping get better nutrition in young kids and families. And over 1 million families have participated to date. And the studies show that kids consume more water, they have less sick days, parents miss less work days, which is a biggie. And so they get to actually spend vacations, taking vacation and spending family time together, which is awesome. Juice Plus has been the St. Jude's Marathon title sponsor for the last several years. So that's a big one, and donated over $10 million 2 years ago. It continues to go up every year. They donate Tower Gardens to every single Boys and Girls Club in America. So there are over 4,000 centers, and we're continuing to work on that. And then we also donate meals to the Volunteers of America. So those are just a few ways that the company is a little bit different. So not only do we inspire healthy living, but healthy giving as well. And really quickly, I'm going to share my story to kind of close us out tonight. And similar to Ashley and Alicia's story, I already told you my name and where I'm from, so I'll skip that. But for us as a family, 4.5 years ago, I was taking regular allergy injections since high school. So since I knew Alicia, I was always exhausted. I struggled with constant irritable bowel syndrome, and I just was always sick. I would find reasons to not go out with my husband pre-kids, to just stay home by myself, because I just quite frankly didn't feel that good. And for those that know me now, they'd be like, what? That can't be true. But I did. I maxed out my sick days at work a lot. A lot of those were for mental health days because I was just tired. And so we did do some travel, but I used a lot of work days for that. Well, in 2013, so about 5 years ago, my husband and I found out we were expecting our first kiddo. Well, a little bit about my backstory, which hopefully I may get a little emotional here for a few reasons. But immediately upon finding out we were pregnant, I was terrified, which shouldn't be the feeling that a new mom gets, but it was. That was my reality. And my husband and I had went through a lot in a short amount of time. So in 2005, 6 months to the day before I met him, his mom passed away of bone cancer. She had been sick for a number of years, so I never got to meet my mother-in-law. And then about a year and a half later, 2 months before our wedding, my dad passed away to suicide. So that's why I'm getting a little emotional, is because this week is Suicide Prevention Week, and it just brings up a lot of emotions about my dad. He struggled with mental illness and alcoholism the majority of my life, which I have learned from being part of this community can be tied to a lot of nutritional deficiencies and how it impacts the brain, which I never knew before. And then, so in 2013, the month before we found out we were pregnant, my husband's dad passed away to rheumatoid arthritis. So before the age of 30, my husband and I lost 3 of 4 parents. His mom was 50, my dad was 45, and his dad was 60 years old. And quite frankly, like, that was just really hard to like grapple with the reality that our kids would never get to meet 3 out of 4 of their grandparents. That's what they work so hard their whole lives for, so they can retire and they can do that for their kids, you know? Family is so important. So, I was terrified because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want that to be the reality for us. Like, I want to be around to meet my kids' kids. I want to be a grandparent. I don't want my kids to have to go through what I went through. So part of the process for us with new kids was we were looking for a pediatrician that focused more on like holistic care and maybe a little bit less on medicine. We believe there's a time and a place for it, but you know, we had started to dabble in enough. So we found a pediatrician that a lot of people recommended. And his first question was, are you eating enough fruits and vegetables in your diet? And I was pregnant and I was sick, like all the time, throwing up on my way to work in a bag. I had morning sickness so bad. And I said, no, I am eating all the carbs. I'm not eating anything that I should be, I'm sure. And he said, well, you know, there's this thing called Juice Plus. It would not only benefit you, but it would benefit the growing baby in your stomach. And then they also get the benefits and they can continue taking it once they have teeth and all of that. And he didn't really share much more than that, but I just said, yeah, I mean, if it's going to help my kids be healthier, 100%, I'll do it. And so we jumped on board not knowing a whole lot. And then for 4.5 years, I took the product. And over that time, I didn't even realize it because it was so slow, but I started missing less sick days. I started to have more energy. I didn't have the IBS. I stopped getting allergy injections. I just didn't go because I didn't need to anymore. And so I started seeing all these changes in my health over the course of that time. And it was really amazing. Well, fast forward to the last 9 months, which is when I guess our journey kind of got more serious. I met a friend on Facebook through a friend and saw she was doing some healthy recipes and was like, hey, if we're going to have a 3rd kid, I got to lose some weight. So I need to be in better health than before. And I met my friend Leah and she actually talked to me. She's like, oh, I'm taking Juice Plus too. We were just chatting. And she's like, why don't you offset the cost of your product? You're telling me you're going to take it the rest of your life. Just share it with a couple family members. And I was like, oh, that's a really great idea. Why didn't I do that before? And so we signed up for the $50. We just started sharing with family, and the education we've gotten has been tremendous. So my kids are rarely ever sick. They're the ones that eat most of their fruits and vegetables. They'll do Brussels sprouts, kale, all kinds of stuff that a lot of kids won't eat. They say no to cupcakes on birthdays sometimes, not all the time, but they just make better choices. And then the last thing I'll say is about the business. So when we initially said yes, we only said yes to offset the cost of our products. My husband and I both work. We have great incomes. You know, we didn't need the money, but I had no idea that I could do something that would feel so fulfilling in an awesome way. Just knowing that like I'm making a difference in people's lives on a cellular level where it's going to impact their kids' kids and really help them be the best that they can in terms of their health and get the best that they can out of life. And then additionally, we started making money beyond paying for our product. And I did not anticipate that, but it has been the biggest blessing because before, anytime we wanted to go on a vacation or do something fun, we had to dip into our savings account. And since we started this business, we have not had to do that. We have been able to sign my oldest up for karate. We've been able to do soccer. We've been able to make multiple trips to the beach. We're going on a cruise in the spring. And I don't say any of that to boast of myself, but I think the thing that I didn't realize was missing prior to this was a little bit more financial freedom brought an opportunity to spend more time with the people that matter the most to me. And when we work and we fill our lives so full, sometimes that money can make a difference on if we say yes to the things that we really want to say yes to. And we've been able to say yes to so much. So it's been so awesome. And then we've been able to donate a bunch of backpacks for back to school. We donated all of our earnings 1 month to kids who were in need that couldn't afford their own backpacks. And we've always wanted to do stuff like that. But, we always would have had to compromise our financial stability in order to be able to do that. So I ended up talking a lot longer than I expected, so I apologize. But I think that's what I wanted to share tonight. So I will leave you guys with a final thought. And that really is that, there are kind of two types of people who this may resonate with. And this is just an opportunity for you to learn tonight. There's no expectations at all. But the first type of person is if you are ready to invest in your health, or this is something you still want to learn more about, connect with the person that invited you. It only costs around $2 to $3 a day. Kids can get it for free. And a lot of us have found that it's actually way more affordable than buying a ton of fruits and vegetables in the store and them going bad in order to get the most nutrition for your family. And the second is there are some people where the business sounds like something they may be interested in. And like I said, people can do it as little or as much as they want. But the community, if you get involved, will literally change your life. It has mine. It has Ashley's and Alicia's. And we're only 3 people of a lot of people. So I want to thank you guys so much for coming tonight. And as I guess I was talking about people, am I still sharing my screen? No? Okay, I'll flip this picture up real quick. So this is a picture of some of the people that are like in our immediate group at different events that we've gone to together, which is super fun. So I need to add another picture with Alicia and Ashley on here. I forgot to do that, but that's just one picture of, we have a lot of fun together and all of that. So thank you guys so much for coming tonight. I really appreciate it. I know Alicia and Ashley appreciate it too.
Yes, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Good to meet you.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a
All
great
right.
night.
Good
Bye.
night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Mhm.
Bye. Thank you. Nice meeting you.
It was nice meeting you. Sorry I was so silent at first. I was trying to put my son to bed.
Oh.